back and now tune into the other side of sports. Technical issues? Look like we back. Okay. So listen, it's me in the building. No Aaron, no D. Like it just we in this joint solo dolo. We gotta get to it though. A lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff to talk about. Week 2 was a bonanza in the NFL. And I'm gonna touch on a little bit of everything, give y'all my thoughts on a lot of things that's happening in the NFL. First, we gotta start with the Monday night joint. You got the Philadelphia Eagles and Kirk Cousins missed the Monday night, and the Eagles. No, people want to kind of cast blame different places. Some putting on Saquon for dropping the pass. Some people stop it, people. This is falls directly on Nick Sirianni as the head coach. You have this game in hand with 2 minutes left. I mean, it's under 2 minutes left. You on the 20-yard line of your opponent's part of the field, and you throwing passes and stuff. I don't know why you just don't run the ball, use up on the entire clock, give them less than 30 seconds to make a play, dog. I just don't get it. I know some people posting a little like they try to get him to jump off sides, and Sirianni was mad because just those little nuances with dog. All that aside, that's not the reason why they lost. They lost because their head coach does not know how to clock manage. That's the bottom line. If I got a coordinator, and you could just see the difference between like levels of coaching, like Tomlin and how they manage the clock against their opponent on Sunday versus how they manage it. It's just night and day, dog. Like night and day. And unfortunately, that's what happens when you mismanage the clock and you feel entitled. You can just kind of call whatever play, and you got certain players, and it just doesn't work that way. That's just not how the NFL works. You saw in that Eagles game, just without AJ Brown, the Eagles look real regular. I mean, Jalen Hurts had a pretty good game, but like AJ Brown is a game breaker that when they don't have him, it's noticeably different. I mean, Devontae Smith can play, but it's just noticeably different. And that game falls solely on Nick Sirianni's shoulders as the head coach and the mismanagement of the clock and decision-making towards the end of that game. And it's egregious. It's egregious. Like, real talk, it's a fireball offense to be in that position, to have sole control of the team in a win and gift it to the other team. I mean, you can say whatever you want. They thinking Kirk Cousins, not himself, which he hasn't really been. But, you can't let a team stay alive and give them hope. Because those are the outcomes that now can happen in a football game. And that joint, the tide turned, dog. And you gave Kirk Cousins his fourth win out of like 11 tries on Monday night. That's terrible coaching. And that falls solely on the. I don't care about Saquon missing a catch. Like, that happens in football. Everybody not going to make every catch. You know what I'm saying? It's just critical or not. Yeah, you want them to make it, but you shouldn't have been throwing the football to begin with. If you're going to give it to Saquon, just run the rock, dog. He has the ability to break tackles and get you 10 guys. He's been gashing them all night. So I just don't understand the logic or the rationale around, those play callings at the end of the game. With the game in hand, you up 3, you got command, you're in the opponent's red zone. Like, I just don't get it, bro. I just don't get it. I mean, I know you're trying to like seal the game where you can kneel the ball, but that's not the analytics play right there. So, they gotta deal with it. Side note, before I get into the week 2 stuff, dog, y'all hear about Diddy got 1,000 baby oils in that? What kind of freaky things is this? Dog, lock him up, bro. Lock him up. Matter of fact, I know it just ain't Diddy out there. It's a racket and babbins in the industry just with the freak nature, and you gotta just put him away, dog. This Joker. Apparently, they knew this joint. They've been doing an investigation for a bunch of years and stuff. To me, that always bothers me when I hear like the investigation been going on for years and they've been building a case and just letting this Bama just get away with abuse for all these years, and then now y'all want to like come like that always just bothers me. But Bama's, this is the thing. This justice system, it ain't always just. I'm just gonna keep it 100. Just, I believe in a higher justice system. It's a higher accountability system where you can't escape it by death. So, all the vile and crazy type stuff, that's crazy, Joe. They showed the pictures of the joint, baby oils all over the joint. Like, it's like 1,000 oils, dog. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Lock him up, bro. Lock him up. Back to Thursday night football. We got the Miami Dolphins and Buffalo Bills. Tua need to retire. Tua got to retire, bro. Your head is a pinball machine out here, and you got to retire, bro. It's just, if anybody, it's one thing if he hadn't got paid, he was trying to get the bag. No, you already got the bag, dog. You already got 100 million. You got like 70, 60 million guaranteed. You good, bro. You set. You set. You make right financial decisions. You good money, dog. You don't have to play another snap. I think insurance money good too. Like, listen, bro. Your health is the most important thing you need to be considering right now. And you about one bobblehead away from drooling out your mouth, dog, 24 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? It ain't worth it, bro. It ain't worth it. And I don't know. I mean, I understand like the organization, there's gonna be pressure from the organization. Don't get it twisted. Everybody gonna act like, oh yeah, you just got retired, blah, blah, blah. And we supporting his health and we care about the player. No, don't get it twisted. It's a business. That organization is gonna be like, they're gonna be sending you to their doctors, trying to get approval, and you get cleared from there. But you gotta get, I mean, maybe if you use your own head, your joint been rattled a couple times. So I don't even know if your rational thinking might be safe to depend on. You might need to go to a mom, a dad, close family member or something to ask their opinion. You need to see an external doctor, not connected to the NFL, not connected to the Dolphins. You need your own external doctor to look at your wig piece, dog, and make sure that the circus is intact. We just know from history, taking those type of hits, and you're not exempt, dog. Even if you wear the helmet, like you still run the risk of taking on hits and injuries to your head. It's just the nature of the game. So I thought he did a good job of trying to protect himself, but it's just the football, dog. You cannot, bro. You're gonna take hits, knowingly or unknowingly, right? You know what I'm saying? So, and I just to put that on the conscience of another player, like if you come in and you strike Tua, like you kind of worried, like this might be his last. He might, this might be it, bro. So you just gotta remove him from the game, dog. I think it's over. It's easy for us to say this, like as non-players or whatever, but it's not safe, bro. It's not safe for healthy players. So it's definitely not safe for damaged players who've had, a history of concussion. Bro, you gotta put it up, bro. You can do commentary. There's a lot of little avenues you can pivot to. And I know this has been your life, but bro, you're not gonna have a life if you keep playing football, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Like your brain, like you might not even be able to. What we thinking is bad might not even be the worst of it, bro. You might not be able to pick up a pencil. You might not be able to write. You might not be able to like remember anything. Like there's just so many adverse effects that could come from you trying to keep going. You're going to have impact anyway. You know what I'm saying? And people who've had concussions and stuff, I've gotten a concussion once. I didn't even know it was a concussion at the time because the joint didn't hit me like till a few days later, dog. And I was just like standing and I just was like seeing spots everywhere. I was like, oh snap, bro. I'm like, this is what it is. And just the disorientation. And like, it's scary. It's scary, bro. And I just was like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? And I'm playing flag football, bro. This joint, I mean, Bama's a push you, it's contacting the joint, but this ain't helmet to helmet. You know what I'm saying? Bama's trying to feed their families and knock you out. Like it's different, bro. So Yeah, for your health, bro. Leave it alone, champ. For your health, leave it alone. So, we'll see in a couple weeks. I anticipate like we'll get the announcement maybe like next 4 weeks. They'll just, say we're just gonna have to, move on or put him on IR for the year. I don't know, bro. You cannot put him back out there in good conscience. If you the head coach, think about if you the coach. You got a player who's had multiple head injuries, severe joints with dolphin hands. He got dolphin hands like this, right? And then, you've installed your office, all that stuff, and then you're like, you see him get hurt in this joint. If you care about him, you're not gonna put him out there, bro. If you care about you, then you're gonna put him out there. Cause it's not a good look, bro. It's not a good look. And I'm not trying to have that on my conscience. You actually look like a hero as a coach if you just say, listen, we're not gonna play you. You know what I'm saying? And just like we're not gonna play you, bro. And in the Dolphins organization, I know it's a blow, but you just gotta. This is the risk you guys took when you paid him, given his injury history. It's not like he just got the concussion this year, and then y'all like, you know what, man, we're gonna pay him. We only had one, but boom, he was at the concussion threshold, and y'all decided to pay him. So this falls directly on the organization for bad decision making, dog. It just is what it is, and I don't know if the coach McDonald, I'm sorry, was like, I need this guy because he knows my offense. He can run it the best, blah, blah, blah. And like, you just pay him or whatever. Like, I don't know what went in that decision, but you knew this was a risk and y'all decided to take that risk. So this is the consequences, dog. You knew that if it was another concussion that you potentially would be without him. And that's where you're at now. So I think before like trying to proceed forward, you might just want to cut bait, dog. Cut bait. Bills end up whooping y'all. Dolphins lost 31-10. Done deal. Then we had, this was an upset. The Raiders beat the Ravens, dog. Now, again, I blame this on coaching. Again, this goes on Harbaugh. Different circumstances, but I still put this on coaching. So you have the game in hand, right? And it's not like Derrick Henry's getting a whole bunch of carries, right? Y'all not like putting y'all imprint on the game. Y'all still throwing passes. Y'all mismanaging the clock. Like it just, and y'all give a team hope that shouldn't have any hope. Y'all had them up 10 points going into the fourth quarter. Again, this to me, the clock mismanagement, which happens in early in the seasons, it's like the coaches forget that like you can't this is not just backyard football. Like you have to be strategic and how you manage the clock. And they're not doing that. And you see the result. Y'all let Minshew, y'all let Devontae Adams go off on you. And it just, when you give a team hope, this is what happens. This is what happens, people. And so it can happen to anybody, dog. You just let a team stick around. You don't mudhole them. The end of the game, some people getting them on the Ravens for the end of the game, not trying to kick a field goal with Justin Tucker. The joint was on the other 40-yard hash mark. So that's a 70-plus yard field goal. Bruh, he not making that, dog. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. Justin Tucker's good. He's already shown some declining, dog. He's missed 2 field goals that I thought were just automatic for him this season already. He already missed 2. So I'm not kicking the joint 70, 67 yards, 68 yards. Like, no, bro. No, bro. You had to get to the 50 at least, or their 40. So you had to run a play. And I mean, I thought Lamar Jackson, I thought the last play of the game, they actually had an opportunity, real talk. Now, when he threw the joint back to what's his name, the running back, that joint was a fail what he did. Because I'm like, dog, what are you doing, bro? But I don't know if he could have turned and threw it across the field. He had a guy over there. Now, I don't know if he could have scored off the joint, but it would have got interesting. Lamar ran to the 40. Like, I mean, he got far and I guess he just didn't want to take the hit, so he just threw it back, but whatever. Bad clock management. Get him out of here. They caught an L. Messed up a bunch of parlays. Trust me. We're gonna get to the we got the lock factory coming this week. Don't worry, we got you people. And we'll talk about some of the locks and we was 3-4 this week. But that's how it goes, dog. That's how it goes. Chargers smashed the Panthers. Now we're gonna talk about this. Bryce Young, is he a bust? Now he's not getting the same opportunity that we seen other deficient quarterbacks get. You know what I'm saying? I want the same deal. Aaron always talk about the same. Let me get the same deal he got down the street. Don't give me no new deal. We seen Zach Wilson go a whole season, get to play. We seen him come back just keep. Now, I know Sam Darnold, another one, just kept you just stick around, bro. Yeah. A lot goes into being a number one overall pick, right? You gotta perform and you gotta play right away, and that's the expectation. And if it's fair, so be if it's fair, unfair, I mean, you just deal with it, dog. It is what it is, and you know that going in. But I thought, and you can go back to the tape when you evaluate quarterbacks. I didn't think Bryce Young was the main guy in that draft to begin with. I said CJ Stroud was better. And for reasons that we're seeing are problematic for him now. He's too little. He's Ike Bike. Ike Bike in the NFL is not, dog. Darren Sproles, it's a handful of Bamas I can name over the past 20 years that was Ike Bike that cooked. And they weren't quarterbacks, dog. Kyler Murray might be the only Ike Bike size type Bama that's cooked or has success at the quarterback position, at his size, like that little. And typically it's just a recipe for disaster. And you could tell that Bryce Young is having problems with that, dog. The Bama had to jump to throw a screen pass over a lineman, dog. That's problematic, bro. That's problematic. And, I know the new head coach is trying to do things, and now they've already pivoted off of Bryce Young and going to Andy Dalton. But again, this is on an organization for not having the pieces in place to be able to help that young quarterback be successful, dog. And it's a bust, dog. Once you send him to the bench, his confidence is shot. He looked, dejected. He looks like, just the game is just beyond him. And the expectation is that he be at a certain level, and he's just not there, right? And, in the NFL, it's a tough league, bro. And I mean, unfortunately, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. And for Bryce Young, I would like to see things be different, but it is what it is, bro. They gotta pivot because it's still early in the season. If once you lose 4 games, to get your locker room back is too tough. It's too tough. So I mean, you gotta try to get a win before you get the 4, because once you get the 1-5, 1 or 0 or 0-4, dog, to see everybody pack it up, dog. Bama start looking in the future, and you might be already there, but still, it's problematic. So yeah, Panthers, they played tough defense for a whole 3 quarters, 2 quarters and a half. Then it just got away from them, and the Chargers beat them. Chargers not really that good to me. They just had matchups where they played lackluster teams. So, yeah. Saints, Cowboys. They everything that people kind of knew going in showed up versus the Saints. Like Zeke not gonna be it. He's not the guy. Outside of CeeDee Lamb, like what y'all gonna do on offense? Defensively, like I think that the Cowboys had a good defense, but they just got exposed. And one of the reasons they got exposed is because once you neutralize the Cowboys pass rush, their secondary is very, very vulnerable, though. Once you neutralize Micah Parsons and some of those guys up front on the front line, they just become like the team becomes regular. But it's not an easy task to neutralize that front four. But if you do, they become regular. And the Saints showed like Alvin Kamara had 4 touchdowns. Shaheed Cook, like Olave, like they were just doing whatever they wanted to do. And the Dallas Cowboys in years past could be able to like get the turnovers and stops and really stay in the football game. And they couldn't do that versus the Saints. I think the Saints are really high now because they have confidence, and confidence is the great equalizer, dog. When the team feels like they can do something, it's just the great equalizer. So, it's gonna be interesting to see how things pivot for the Cowboys. But you saw their deficiencies, dog. Running game is not there. They don't have like you might have been better off with Tony Pollard if y'all had Tony Pollard still, but Zeke ain't it. Dottle, he just ain't it. I think he's better than Zeke, but I'm gonna leave that to myself. Then just Brandon Cooks, like one trick pony. CeeDee Lamb can do it all, but it's a lot on his shoulders, and that's gonna get him injured. So, because teams can just target him, dog. And you saw he took a lot of they was wrestling that Bama, like slamming him to the ground, like they trying to put a hurting on him. So it's just gonna be a lot, bro. And Dak was Dak, dog. Dak was Dak. He was staring down CeeDee Lamb, staring down his receivers at times. It's just not a good look. So they got whooped. It is what it is. Buccaneers, Lions just, I thought they mismanaged the clock a little bit themselves. Buccaneers, you saw them manage the clock properly, dog. You saw them do what they needed to do to get takeaways. And, Baker is, this is a top 10 pick, dog, in his draft class. And we had Baker up there. You can go back and watch the game tape. We have him as the most ready at the time. And Baker he's blossomed into a serviceable quarterback, dog. I'm surprised, but he has the intangibles, and it looks like he's got command of the football game. So, the Buccaneers, I think they made a good decision giving him the contract and signing him because he's looking like a good quarterback for that team. Now, Baker is going to have his moments. Don't get it twisted. He has some Dak in him too. He's going to have some turnovers where he throws some picks and stuff like that. But overall, so far, he's looked solid. Browns, Jaguars. Browns defense just kind of put a hurt on the Jaguars. Jaguars in trouble, though. Jaguars, I don't know, bro. That joint, we might need to look at a coaching change over there too. Because they can't get a win to save their life right now. And I think they have enough pieces. So somebody got to be on the chopping block. You can't put the quarterback there. I just paid him. Somebody got to be on a hot seat over there in Jacksonville. 49ers and Vikings. Vikings just got their number, bro. They just got the San Francisco 49ers number. They played them a year ago, week 7. I went back, watched the game from last year. This game almost identical, dog. Same type of situation. You had no Christian McCaffrey. A point on the Christian McCaffrey thing. I know all y'all fantasy football fans out there, listen up, right? Christian McCaffrey is going to be out for more than 4 weeks. So get ready. Get ready. Achilles, calf strain joint, them joints are so tricky, bro. Like the treatment, how you treat it, it's like a tire. Listen to me. It's like a tire. They got a nail in it, right? You could put the little air joint in there in the tire, but the joint could just go out at any time. You just got to be prepared for it. So, if you don't replace the tire, if you're not getting surgery just to repair it, like just trying to strengthen it and get it back, it's a rubber band, people. The joint just when it's stressed, it could just snap, dog. You don't know how or when. So I mean, I know they have him on IR, and I know he's dealing with the best doctors and getting treatment. The best treatment is just rest and not putting a strain on it. And then you have to like strengthen the muscles and tendons once it's like fully, back. Like you got to strengthen the muscles and tendons around it to potentially take off the stress and the strain on it. I don't even know what exercises you do particularly. Maybe I'll shout out to my man Justin, who, doctor in physical therapy. He can get a 411, get him on the show. But what do you do, people? I'm expecting him to be out at least 6 weeks, at least 6, potentially longer. Now, their bye week is week 9, so I don't think he'll be out all the way to week 9, but I think like week 6 is probably a good time frame to expect him back. That'll be like a month and a half into the season. Yeah, that'd be like a month and a half into the season. So, just stuff to consider with your fantasy rosters. San Francisco just got in a situation where they were behind and they were trying to come back, and their team is not built for that. The San Francisco 49ers, and everybody knows this, is built to play with the lead. That team is built to play with the lead. They got the lead, you in trouble. They're going to run away with it. They'll win by 10, 15. They're playing from behind, you're in trouble because their team is just not that type of explosive type of team. Now, they have explosive pieces, but it's just Brock Purdy's not that kind of guy. He's not that kind of guy. The offense is really, it's a rhythm offense. It's a ball control type of offense with occasional big plays in it. But, you're not seeing 70-yard passes down the field like they did to Justin Jefferson, who, got semi-injured. I think he injured his quad, but he's fine. But, like, you don't have that Debo might be the only game breaker guy, and he's not even that fast. But he can break, like, 40 yards, or whatever, and get away. But, yeah, they playing from behind. It's not a good look. Seattle and Patriots, Seattle 2-0. They showing grit as a team. They played without Kenny Walker and kind of held it down. Did good. So that's Seattle is going to be around. I think for having a new coach and like they're doing well to start the season out. Can they sustain it? It's yet to be seen. Jets and Titans. Jets won that game. Titans, Will Levis is trash. I just want to tell y'all Will Levis is trash. The fact that they tried to go with him, and I know they picked him in the draft last year, but this is what I'm talking about. Like, I can see he's trash. I don't know how long they're going to do this experiment with him before they pivot off of him. But he's not good. He's not good. And I'm saying it now, record it, but when y'all finally find out, y'all gonna be like, oh yeah, the Batman did say he was trash. Like, I don't know why. Their defense is solid. Titans defense is solid, and they'll keep them in games, but Will Levis is not good. Commanders. They won with all field goals. Neighbors is a dog. There's a discussion right now that's going on about Terry McLaurin, and is he a true number one? And can he, why the team? So it's a few things about this. One, they didn't really help Terry McLaurin out. As you could see in the offensive game plan and scheme, they're having Terry McLaurin just work one-on-one and in double teams. They running them up the field. They ran a couple screens, but you have to run crossers, dog. I don't know why this is so easy. You got to just run man-beating type of route schemes to get your players open. The Giants did it. They ran crossers. They ran neighbors across the formation a bunch of times. And that's how he got open. That's how he was able to get looks across the formation. It got him easy looks like that where he could just get loose. And he's an alpha, dog. Don't get it twisted. I think Terry McLaurin has that in him. But, bro, it just – I think it's a little subdued. And granted, I'm not even saying he has to be Kirk and give me the ball, get the ball to me and stuff like that. I'm not saying he needs to be doing that. But That's a default characteristic of dogs. I just, as being a former dog on the field, those who know me can check the record. They can just and everything, dog. Basketball, football, like we get it. We get it out here, bro. And if it's not happening, I'm like, I'm gonna make it happen. Get me the rock, and I'm gonna score. Like, and then when I get the rock, I'm gonna show you why you need to get me the rock because I'm gonna do something spectacular with it. Now, granted, that's like 15, 20 years ago. But that was the mentality that I had. And I'm like, Young, give me the rock. And then I'm going to help them figure out ways to get me the rock. Like, I'm like, look, bro, they're double teaming me on the outside. They doing this, they doing that, right? This is what you need to do. Get him the rock here. Or use me to get him the rock. They're gonna have to make an adjustment because they're gonna keep getting beat this way. They're gonna make an adjustment, and then that's gonna open me up, bro. Then you can throw the joint to me on the deep routes, or you can do this, or let's do stack formation, right? What the stack's gonna do is they're gonna have to make a decision, and they're gonna have to identify who they're gonna guard based on the stack. But once we get to this point, he don't know what I'm gonna do. Only you gonna know what I'm gonna do as the quarterback. So when I get to here, I can just give him a little shoulder turn and go out. They gotta communicate. If the communication off, I'm gonna get the rock. It's that simple, dog. You stack, then you come here, you run a slant off the stack. You run a post off the stack. Like, it's ways to get him involved, and they're just not doing that. And I don't know why they're not doing that from the organization standpoint. I mean, Kingsbury, if it's just not in his playbook or he just doesn't have a like mindset to think like that, I don't know. This is just standard football stuff practice across the league. Everybody does it. The team that does it the most had a lot of success, the Chiefs. They do it a lot because people are always trying to double Travis Kelce. And like, they're like, well, we refuse to let Travis Kelce not touch the football. So we're going to do these things in order so he can get the football still. You know what I'm saying? And as they add weapons, they use those weapons to weaponize the weapons they want to get the football to. Right? And I just don't know what the Washington Commanders are thinking from a strategy standpoint and running their offense to why they can't do this, dog. It's simple. It's simple. You can run bubble screen. You can play Brian Robinson and throw the ball to Eckler and do the stuff. And trust me, they did some plays where I was like, oh, that's a good play call. Like the throwback to Austin Eckler, that was a good play call, design, or whatever. And I was like, yes, you're getting the defense off balance. You're getting your lineman out here up front. And so he has a lane to run. But dog, you can do that and get Terry McLaurin involved. You can run wheel routes with Austin Eckler, and those wheel routes can open up Terry McLaurin. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even Jaden Daniels rushing ability. When you run, like you can do you can do like what do you call it? Like the read option. You can do the read option to one side. And then when the defense is kind of like keying, like, because what the defense has to say is like, dog, he's gonna come. You gotta press up. You gotta press up because they run in your side. They run in the option to your side. You gotta watch that end. You gotta watch the corner. They stop looking at the receivers as heavy. Then you got plays over the top. You just run. I did it. So it can be done, bro. I don't know why they're not doing that, but I'm just looking at that. So that's playing a factor in Terry McLaurin, like really being able to assert himself in games, right? They're not really setting him up for success. And maybe they just want him to just get it like some of these other guys get it. But it's hard, dog. Even the AJ Browns of the world, or the what's the other dude play with the Seattle Seahawks? DK Metcalfs of the world. Like, these dudes can do it, but you see, like, their teams like, oh, let's help this dude out. Like, sometimes they throw it up in the double coverage, but those are the guys, right? You can do that with. It just, I don't know. They got to work on that whole scheme thing with Terry McLaurin because he's one of your best offensive pieces who's not seeing the football enough. And you know, it's just the reality of it. Overall, Washington, they play better. The defense is still easy bake oven, and they need to do something about it. They need to get that defense together. They have to. They playing Cincinnati this week, and it's going to be bad if they don't get it together. Outside of that, I thought that the Washington Commanders played a really tough football game versus an opponent that was going to do everything that they could to win. Now, I mean, you can always say what is, but if the Giants had a kicker, the Washington Commanders probably lose this game. And I think they lose it. I'm gonna say the percentage is like 75% they lose this game if the Giants had a kicker. They probably should just I don't know why. I mean, that again, that's an organizational deficiency. Why you don't have no backup kicker? But again, like that's their decision, that's their mistakes. But you know, having to go for it on fourth downs in field goal range is stupid. Going for it on 2-point conversions with an offense that's already has deficiencies, I just doesn't make sense to me. You know, yeah, bro. It just, yeah. But the defense of the Washington Commanders definitely is deficient, and you know, I'm concerned for them going forward. Jaden Daniels looked good. I like what I saw out of him. He's just very poised. He makes good decisions, and I just hope that can continue. He did take a big hit in this game, but that's football. And sometimes you got to learn from experience. Like, oh, dang, that joint hurt. I got to do this and do that. Like, to not get hit. Like, you just learn, like, what it is. And, you know, I'm glad it just wasn't a serious injury, but you need that to wake him up to be like, oh, no, get out of bounds. You know, you got to be very strategic when you pick and choose to run, and that just comes with the territory. But I want him to run. I want him to get loose. I want him to use his athleticism, his abilities. Like, yes, use them all, bro, because they can help you win, and it can keep you from getting hit and stay out of trouble. Because the alternative is just stay in a pocket and just get blasted. Like, no, dog, get loose. Get loose. Just get loose in a safe way. Yeah, so overall, I mean, I rated this week, I gave him a B-, C+ for the game, and the Giants suck, so that was enough to get a W. Rams just sustained too many injuries in this game, and the Cardinals look like they're gonna be a problem this year. At least for, you know, contending for a playoff position. So get ready, yeah, because Cardinals look like they gonna be a problem this year. Kyler looks good. Steelers and Broncos. Again, when you try to dump the whole playbook on a rookie quarterback, you're just going to have these growing pains. So, you know, you just see the game is just faster. It's not college anymore. And Bo Nix is just really just trying to like stay alive, dog. He's just trying to stay afloat. Steelers just really, their defense is really a problem for the league because it's going to keep them in every game. And, you know, Justin Fields looks like a power move by their organization. And I wouldn't put in Russell Wilson over him right now. Keep Justin Fields and let him rock. Just let Justin Fields rock. You know, some people were saying Chicago has buyer's remorse on the whole, like, you know, trading Justin Fields and, you know, you're going to get this. I mean, you drafted a rookie quarterback, and it's going to be growing pains with a rookie quarterback for Chicago. And then you didn't fire the head coach. You got rid of everybody on the organization and the team and, you know, moved all these pieces around and kept the same head coach, dog. You're going to get a similar result because he's not capable of creating a game plan fit to win. It doesn't matter what quarterback you have, dog. He's not capable. And everybody, I mean, I can see it. But I just don't know. Like these people, the organizations keep making these dumb decisions, and then they get the result, and then they're looking for somebody to blame, and everybody's blaming Caleb Williams. It's not his fault that the game plan is trash, that the line is poo, that they don't. He's having to get flushed out the pocket and make plays on the run every single play because the game plan that they came up with is not it. It just is. Look, he's in survival mode, dog. And in survival mode, this is what the results you get in survival mode. And people don't like, if you play sports and you kind of know, survival mode is when you come into the game, you have your game plan, you have the scripted plays, you have what you're gonna do from a scheme standpoint, how you gonna attack the defense, X, Y, and Z, right? Then you get in there, and then the defense is eating up everything that you thought you was gonna have open. You call this play and you're like, oh yeah, this guy's gonna be open on this play. And you call the play, and then there's two Bamas on that guy you thought was gonna be open, and it's a rusher in your face. Like once you realize that, you're like, oh, this joint, the playbook is out the window. You're like, dog, I gotta survive, and let's call this play because like I got an outlet on this play, and this, and when you're in survival mode, you can't win that way. You can't win that way. The all script plays, them Jones need to be at a minimum, like, down to like maybe like 10 a game, off script plays where you have to make. If all script is your offense, you're dead in the water, dog. You're dead in the water. And that's the problem. Eberflus and his team, they can't construct a game plan fit for Caleb Williams to have success. They don't know how to curtail the game plan, dog. It's 50-50 hit or miss if their game plan is going to work against the defense that they do, because they watch the game film and they're like, okay, yeah, this is going to work. This is going to work. And so when Caleb gets in the game and he like sees the defensive set, he's like, oh, this is going to work. Then the dude shift on defense. They like, oh, like we didn't. Dog, it's because you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. You're always supposed to, like, when you're game planning football, you have your script. You would be like, okay, look, we're gonna run this play, right? This is your main read. But if this read not here, this read, I guarantee you is gonna be here. Because even if they shift, they do this, it doesn't matter. This is going to beat this because this is beating zone coverage, or this is beating man coverage, right? And if we identify they're in man coverage or they're in zone coverage, this play is going to work every time. Don't matter if they switch who's on who, whatever. And this is going to be your outlet every time. So if you see this joint and it's not open right away, you see that joint and it, you know what I'm saying, your secondary read is not good, this outlet going to be here, dog. And if that outlet not there, then we not doing our jobs at preparing you enough, right? That's just how it is. And then all else fails, like you, but he hiking the ball and the read he got, that joint covered, and then he got a guy in his face. Like he didn't even get no time, protection. Like those are all things that the offense head of coordinator needs to be figuring out. Like, oh, he doesn't have enough time. Like, okay, what we're gonna do is mass protect on this play, boom, 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 whatever, dog. Make it easy for him. It just, football is simple. Football is simple. All right. Bengals, Chiefs, they cheated for the Chiefs. I ain't gonna hold you. I mean, it was a pass interference, yes, but that joint, they put the magic dust on that joint because it was fluke. It was fluke. Bengals dominated that game, though. From start to finish, they dominated that game. And to lose like that, you got to call the league office, bro. Yeah, and those are the games for the week. We will have a lock factory this week. And trust me, we're going to help y'all get the bread back that y'all spent last week. Don't worry. We're going to get it back to you. We went 3 for 4. So, I mean, that's tough. That's tough. Right now, we 7 for 8 for the year. So, I mean, find those numbers anyway and come back and holler at us. But follow us at OSS 988, other side of sports. It's your laws. Shout out, Where's Buffy, Lance J, everybody who rock with us heavy. And I'm out.